Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a long time. We haven't seen you. My name is Tom Fahn.
And I'm Jonathan Fahn.
And this is Magic Moments with the Fahn Brothers. This is our 4th of July. Hello, Jonathan.
Hi, Tommy.
This is our 4th of July show.
And it happens to also be our 4th podcast.
And it's our 4th of July show.
Why have we not done a podcast
Which
sooner,
means...
Tom? So yes, 4th of July. But a lot
come to America
today. All right, lots happened since the passing of Don Rickles, which was our last podcast.
That was a long time ago.
That was. It seems like a long time.
It was a long time ago.
Don McLean with the thumb on the
American
cover
Pie.
of the album.
American Pie. That was a great album.
That was one of your albums.
America is the theme of this show.
Yes, because it's our nation's birthday.
There'll be a lot of American, and USA.
America.
God shed grace on me. Now, wait a minute.
Are you singing? All right,
so we already made a decision. We're not going to sing. No, that's the list.
Let's go to the list.
No, don't do that. Damn, every time he does.
Let's start with the list. Let's go. What do you got?
I have the list.
What's happened since the last?
I went to New York
yes,
for
why were you in New York?
My 55th birthday, and for those of you I didn't see, I'm sorry.
55.
Thank you. I went to New York end of April for a cousin's wedding. Cousin Jonathan. Shout out to Cousin Jonathan.
The shout outs have begun.
Cousin Jonathan and his beautiful wife Maria. Shout out.
Yes.
On the 7th day.
95.5.
We're back. We're back on the 7th day. That was Eat a Peach on the Allman Brothers on the 7th day.
We're 2 minutes in. Dorothy's already turned it up.
That was Lalo Schifrin, Mission Impossible on the 7th day. Anyway, I went to New York. I went on a Friday.
Yes.
Went to my cousin Jonathan's wedding on a Saturday. Flew back to New York on Monday. But Saturday night, my brother Michael and I, older brother, shout out to Mike Fahn. And I stayed with him and his...
a shout out. I appreciate it. Okay, so
beautiful.
Where did you guys go after the wedding? It's very American.
Well, we went to see the 45th anniversary screening of The Godfather, and they showed Godfather 2. I believe in America.
Right, it's very American. The
ultimate story of America. In a world of Godfathers.
Sometimes I just got to step back.
This summer, The Godfather is back.
All right, go ahead. So
the Fahn Brothers are back.
Tell me who was there. They had a
podcast not like any other. This summer.
So they had
the podcast is back. Tom Fahn, Jonathan Fahn, 4th of July podcast.
So they had a Q&A after the screening.
They showed
of both
Godfather 2, and they had
Radio City Music Hall in New York City.
That's right. They had a Q&A with Francis Ford Coppola and Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, who's in Godfather 2, and Talia Shire and Diane Keaton and Robert Duvall and James.
I am the great Santini.
Robert Duvall.
You ever seen a guy hit a ball like that?
Robert Duvall was being interviewed.
He singles, doubles, triples, whatever he wants to do, he does. How can a guy come from nowhere and hit like that? That's the natural, very 4th of July.
We have a big hit!
Big titty hit! Go ahead.
We lost a lot of the crowd now. That's from the network.
Oh, they always using bad language.
Go ahead.
Isn't it funny how they have time to do a podcast, but they never call? Anyway,
I can't tell them apart. All right, go ahead.
Oh my God, this is harder. This is harder than I. Would anyone like to come in and do this podcast?
You went to a Q&A.
I went to a Q&A
of the Godfather cast, and it was unbelievable. I watched it on the internet while you were
on the Facebook. That's right.
Yes.
That was great. And then the next day, very American. We went to the Immigrant Museum down in Lower East Side, and then we wound up at Chinatown.
All right.
And it was a fantastic... Wait,
enough of you. Keep going.
List. What about you? What are you doing? What have you been doing since the last podcast?
I've been directing a play, Tom, at the Pearson Playhouse, Theater Palisades.
Wait a minute.
It's called Vanya, Sonia, Masha, and Spike. It's Christopher Durang's... it's a masterpiece by Christopher Durang. Won the Tony Award in 2013 for Best Play. And
Today! My country.
And it runs through July 9th in Pacific Palisades.
And I saw it. It's very funny. So if you have a chance, if you're in SoCal, come to see Jonathan's production of Marsha, Jan, Cindy. What's it called?
That's right. It's the Brady Bunch. It's Christopher Durang's Brady Bunch.
No, what is it called? Mo, Larry,
David Mamet's Brady Bunch.
It's actually
Greg, go screw yourself.
It's called Manny, Mo, Jack, and Spike. What is it called?
Vanya, Sonia, Masha, and Spike. My goodness. All right. That's what I've been up to. Also, I've been doing a lot of Little League, which is very American.
That's very American.
My son, Sammy, playing All-Stars, and I've been coaching his team, actually in Beverly Hills.
God, I love baseball.
A story in it. Thanks, Roy. Is a story in itself. And we lost yesterday in our district semifinal.
Lost?
We did, but I got to tell you, we had a 3-2 lead. We had a 3-2 lead. The other team dropped a 7 spot on us in the top of the 5th. And at that point, we kind of all knew it wasn't going to go our way. Their pitching was tough. We weren't going to win. And all of a sudden, Tom, all my anxiety left. All is like a boulder was lifted. And I started thinking, wow, we're not playing tomorrow. I get a summer back. I actually get a life. I get a life. I'm Tweedledee. He's Tweedledum. Kirok.
You told the story and broke into Shatner from a Star Trek episode. How do they know that? How many people know what that reference was?
Raise your hands. All right. So wait a minute.
You know what?
So I've been doing a play and Little League.
That's the list.
And now it's summertime. What else you got on your list?
Summertime.
All right. So tell us a story about our family traveling. You told me this story today on 4th of July. Tell me about that. Where were we?
We grew up in Huntington, Long Island, New York, and we wanted to do something for the 4th of July. Dad wanted to take us away, and we went to Jamestown in...
We're going to Jamestown.
No, that's
Graceland. Okay, so where is Jamestown? In South Carolina?
No, it's in Virginia, I believe.
Jeez.
Close to the...
He was always the stupid one. All right, go ahead.
Well, I don't catch the reference.
Me neither.
Now you're too fast for me.
Isn't it funny how they make impressions of me, but they don't call?
They'd rather do me than see me. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Forget I said that. Go ahead.
Do we have to start over?
No! Right. Go ahead, tell the Jamestown
We're in
story.
Jamestown, Virginia,
right.
And we're going to a wax museum because that's the kind of things you do when you're with your family. And Dad got bored, and he had us wait behind because it was a tour.
It was like a tour happening. We were all walking
and they had beautiful wax displays of American history.
Great moments in American history.
Exactly. They had the Declaration of Independence.
Right.
And
the Declaration.
They had the Gettysburg Address.
The Gettysburg Address.
And they had all kinds of... They had the Indians. They had Indians.
You know, Lincoln was a Republican.
Yeah, anyway, okay. So Dad said...
Every Friday night, they had Chinese food.
Okay, so anyway, he had all
had us interact with the displays.
He just said, you guys go stand behind George Washington. Go ahead. And we were like, Dad, we can't do that. Just go ahead, do it. So we went behind George Washington, and we smiled with George Washington, and we took pictures.
We're going to have to find these photos, and I'll try to post them when I
come to America.
Tom, today! That's right. All right, what else?
How many American songs can you name? American Woman.
I don't want to do American songs.
Really?
No, I don't. What else on the list? You got great lists.
R.O.C.K. in the USA.
That's a good one. And I'm proud to be an American. Got that one. It's the worst American song ever. And then there's Born in the USA.
That's right. Do the podcast. Good.
One. Doing a podcast with my bro.
Okay.
Turn the mic on, then we got real low. Go ahead. What else you got?
Why don't you rip up some more scripts?
Anyway, hold on, we got here. All right, so yes, on 4th of July. Also, it's kind of a tradition that I don't know what you...
What are we doing for 4th of July?
Well,
we coming to your house?
We come to our house. We traditionally have a barbecue.
Barbecue.
We have lots of fun, and then around 8:30 at night...
What are we eating? What are we eating this year? You got a menu?
Got a menu? Get some, there'll be hot dogs. There'll be hamburgers. There'll be chicken.
There'll be hamburgers on the plane.
Shout out to food.
Shout out to food, ladies and gentlemen.
Shout out to food.
Today!
So we get up on our roof around 8:30.
Right.
And we can see fireworks from a nearby park.
You can see the Roxbury Park and Beverly Hills High School.
Last year, it was kind of a bust.
Park. You can see everything.
It was kind of a bust last year. We found out that they had technical problems with the fireworks. But this year, we're expecting a good fireworks show. We can see it above our house.
Do you know where I was last year for fireworks?
Oh, this is a good story. Tell me about
We went to New York.
Again in New York.
And you know what?
Why don't you just marry it? Go ahead.
And this is the second...
Tom, I'm totally turning it off. That story, she's already turned it off. Shout out to Dorothy. Go ahead.
Dorothy can do about 1-2 minutes of the podcast and she's done.
Yeah,
like the rest
close
of you.
To reality.
Anyway, folks.
But wait, so I just want to add that 4th of July is kind of like I don't know, I guess Memorial Day is the beginning of summer, kind of, but 4th of July is it's just a summery, it's that feeling of summer. Okay, so
we were in New York last year and we watched, thanks again to Jonathan Lerner, my cousin. Second shout out to cousin Jonathan.
Why don't we just put him on the show already?
Jonathan, would you like to be
Meanwhile, Nimoy's outside saying, get me a ticket.
Anyway, we watched, he knew someone who owns a restaurant. God, I wish I can remember the name of the restaurant. Oh, that's bad. Anyway, it was right on the Lower East Side. No, I'm sorry.
Sipping dementia.
Right by the
right by
South Street
That's
Seaport.
right. Say that 4 times.
South
fast.
Street Seaport, South Street Seaport, South Street Seaport, and we looked.
Tom, you're pee-popping too much. All right, go ahead.
And we watched the fireworks, and they punched in the music from the NBC, and it was the greatest. The greatest fireworks I've ever seen, and the fireworks were echoing off of the buildings. What is the name of that restaurant?
It was the greatest fireworks show they'd ever seen. In a world of fireworks, only one survives.
All right.
So,
check the time. How much
What
time?
do we got? We got 5 more minutes.
5 more
List.
minutes.
What do you got on the list?
Let's see. Wax Museum. Did we talk about that?
We talked about the Wax
What
Museum.
about
What
parades?
else you
Did we
got?
talk about parades?
Oh, parades. Yes, in our hometown of Huntington, Long Island, every year on 4th of July, they have a 4th of July parade.
But parades are very, very.
Parades are very American. Part of
Pacific
wait, well, you know what?
Palisades,
One of my
example.
greatest 4th of July, speaking of parades,
Go ahead.
is my senior year of high school, graduated, and then I got cast in a production of The Music Man up in beautiful Idlewild, California. That's me shooting him. Anyway, so that's right, I heard him. But it was an incredible. The Music Man is so American. In fact, it's one of those films I love to see on 4th of July. What is a 4th of July movie that you? I mean, there's usually a Godfather.
They show Godfather
On
because
4th
it's
of
the
July,
American
right.
story.
The
But,
ultimate story of America
All right,
and family.
So, what are other good 4th of July? Our war movies? John Wayne.
They show
4th of
John
July?
Wayne on AMC. That's right. Favorite John Wayne movie. Shout out to Dan Lorget. Legend. Who we miss? What's your favorite John Wayne movie? Go.
Putting me on the spot.
The Shootist. I love The Shootist.
That's his last movie.
I love The Cowboys.
Rydell.
Have you ever seen The Cowboys?
Cowboys might be my favorite one. That's a
Fantastic.
good one. Brannigan. That's pretty good. Too.
Brannigan. You know, he only did Brannigan.
McHugh.
He
That's
only
another
did
good one.
McHugh and Brannigan because John Wayne, after he won the Oscar for True Grit, was offered
True Grit.
Dirty Harry. But he said, no, it's too violent for me. Dirty Harry went on to be a big hit. He goes, well, I guess I have to do a
Rooster Cogburn.
modern movies.
Mr. Cogburn, get over here right now, Mr. Cogburn. Gee, Duke Wayne, I was going to do that thing you and Dan used to do. I went,
Can't do it. Can't do it. Not
that,
PC. Rip this
You
out.
know, 4th of July is the time of year for Farmer John. Yeah, we're seeing a great show coming
Vin
up in
Scully,
July. That's
who
right.
you know we love, has retired. He's only made one appearance since his retirement at Dodger Stadium early this year when they retired his number or
His microphone.
His microphone.
Yes. And,
His second appearance, the only other thing he's done since
He's going to
retired.
do, yes.
Jonathan will now tell you about it with some
Well,
applause.
it's,
Give him the applause.
I can't tell that's applause. It sounds like static.
In a world of applause, only one sound effect will survive.
No, we're going to the Hollywood Bowl, and it's going to be Vin Scully. I think it's called Memories of Lincoln. It's Aaron.
It's Aaron Copland.
It's an Aaron Copland piece. They're going to do Fanfare for the Common Man, and then this thing on Lincoln.
I'm not in the right key.
Don't do it.
You know Fanfare the
I
Common
have
Man?
put the keys away, and then. But anyway, so Vin Scully is going to be narrating, reading actual speeches of Abraham Lincoln with Dudamel and the LA Philharmonic. And then the second part after intermission is Beethoven's ninth. The ninth. That's my friend Ted DiMaggio says the ninth is the most.
Shout out to Ted DiMaggio's in Malba,
Oh my God.
Queens, New York.
The ninth is the most incredible piece of music.
Side note here, Ted DiMaggio's is one of our dearest friends. Thank you to David Wally for introducing us. Shout out to
too many
David
shout
Wally,
outs.
Lila
You know,
Wally.
one time I was at the bottom line. Joe Satriani played the ninth. It was incredible.
This is me, Teddy D. Jim Morrison is God, all right? That's it. I've said it, okay?
All right, 90 seconds, Tom.
90 seconds.
Yes.
Final shout out
4th
to
of
the
July.
DiMaggio's
Quick,
family.
what do
Maria
you
and
wish-
Michael are out here, and we wish them a wonderful trip
Can't
in Southern
mention
California.
Everybody.
Yes, sure
What
we can.
is your
What is
hopes?
America to me?
Frank Sinatra, ladies and gentlemen, what is your hopes and dreams for what do you wish for our country on its birthday?
Peace. Always peace, and that's all I'm going to say. Peace and... is give that kooky piece a chance, you bob hope.
John Lemon, ladies and gentlemen. Yes.
This is
yes.
a marvelous tune
Peace.
by John Lemon and Paul McCarthy. It's called I Am a Walnut. Let's hear it. I am he.
I wish for also, yes, of course, peace, love, understanding. Why do you gotta sing?
give up on the
Sing
Sousa?
over my point. I actually have a point.
It was John Philip Sousa on the seventh day. Give him your point.
You know, John Philip Sousa was an interesting man. He loved Braunschweiger.
You're back.
All right, now I'm back with Vin Scully. All right,
What's
look.
that time?
It's time to say goodbye.
Music? Got any music to go out
Well,
with?
it's going to be a tough one.
You got no music to go out with? You'll have to go out with me, though.
Do some super... I'm going to do some...
That's it. Have a great 4th of July. Have fun. See you later.
See you, everybody. Thanks for listening.